Good afternoon and welcome. This is just some notes, virtual notes to myself as I'm creating a research proposal towards my mini thesis. I'm studying an MPhil or completing an MPhil in sports development and peace. So here we go. It's November the 20, I think it's 28th. 2020. So my name is MG. This is short for Mohammed Khalant. I'm currently head of sport at Grooterskloof High School. I'm 39 years old. I'm a South African Muslim male. I'm a trained life coach, particularly trained in the art of consciousness coaching. I'm passionate about supporting people to be the best that they can be through personal development as well as coaching. I have 20 years experience in the field of sport, particularly in coaching, administration, as well as management. I coach at schools, at clubs, as well as university. Started as the head coach, went on to becoming the head of rugby, and now serve Grooterskloof High School as the head of sport, looking after a very unique sports program that is built into the curriculum of the school itself. From 2011 to 2013, I presented a sports radio show based on community sporting events. And in 2011 as well, I completed a certificate in executive sports management offered by CIES and FIFA. And the course was run through the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University. In 2019, I joined the UWC, University of the Western Cape, to complete a postgraduate diploma in sport development and peace. And in 2021, I was offered a position in the master's class, and most of 2020 I spent completing theoretical studies towards my master's. In 2021, I will be completing my mini thesis, God willing. 2020 was also a very difficult year for school sport, where COVID-19 had a massive impact on the delivery of sport at schools. Myself and my team at the school was brought in to coordinate the COVID-19 precautionary measures and making sure all protocols was in place and is still in place. We are based at Grooterskloof High School in Newlands, Cape Town. So just a little bit about the degree. The degree is aimed to build both leadership and interdisciplinary competencies needed to respond to the complexity of the challenges outlined by the SDGs and the role of sport and what sport can play to contribute to sustainable and inclusive development and the vision for a more equitable world. And these are the words of Professor Khan, who heads up the master's degree program for sport and development. So a little bit more about this, the master's program. It equips and prepares students as they will be thought leaders in the sport and development field. It covers things such as the latest trends and research of sport, as well as in sport and development frameworks, looks at policies, evaluation, design, implementation, monitoring and evaluation, all to do with sport, the theoretical side and the practical approaches in the global north and global south. So I've asked myself a few critical questions as to help me along the way of completing my proposal, and this is highlighted in the following way. What? Do you have a clear idea of what you want to research? Focus. Does your proposal have focus? Is it worth academic study? Literature. Do you demonstrate the adequate understanding of the debates in literature around what it is that you want to study? And how is the project feasible in terms of its investigation, and how will you tackle the investigation? And then the time. Is it doable in the time frame that you have set for yourself? And then research. Does the research conform to accepted conventions? Let's look at what it is that I will do in terms of my research. So I will research around my research will be around the basis of sports development, sports for development, and sports development and peace. I look to answer these following questions. How can sport contribute to the sustainable development goals set by the United Nations? What does capacity development mean in the field of sport for development? Which sport for development competencies can be gained on different levels, and which partners and networks are involved in sports for development, and sports and development in relation to schools, coaches now and beyond COVID-19. My title is as follows: the preparation of school coaches for sports development and peace beyond COVID-19. This will be an action research project as we're looking to improve the situation. Now, my keywords that is currently jumping out to me, and I'm pretty sure it will change, are as follows: person-centered coaching, sport development, COVID-19, action research, peace, school sport, nation building, education, development, leadership, social transformation, coaching, diversity, and community development rather than just development. Now, my focus is stemming from my concern whether coaches are prepared. Are coaches adequately prepared at schools to deliver a better person, a player, or an individual, a learner, a student at the school that can walk away from being coached at school, being a better version of themselves? The question will be around whether it is that coaches at school are adequately prepared to contain or to develop the complete human being, or whether it is that they are interested in the player itself. When it is that the argument is that whether it is that we concentrate on the entire being, we leave players in a powerful position, able to ask themselves questions and basing their powerful choices on powerful questions such as, who am I being in relation to, who am I committed to being as an individual? We automatically connect to ontology and calicographia, and the ancient Greeks spoke about calicographia as in the case of nobility and goodness, and this is absolutely also in terms of development of the complete being, because it gives the individual a sense of responsibility, and whether it is that what it is that he's doing right now, who it is that he's being, whether it is that it's adding value, contributing to the world. So yeah, when we look at literature, obviously we need to be looking at leading scholars and authors in various fields and in sports development and peace, social transformation and policy. We look to the writings and findings and methodologies of Christo de Koning, Professor Marian Khan of the Interdisciplinary Center of Excellence for Sport and Science and Development. We look at Ben Sanders, who is closely connected to ICE. We will look at the father of the modern Olympic Games, Pierre de Coubertin, and our very own nation builder Nelson Mandela in social transformation and Marxism in the struggle to end apartheid. In South Africa, we look at Jacques Hervel and Frans Fanon. When we look at peace science, we look at the writings and the finding methodologies of Johan Vincent Galtung. In our methodology, which is action research, we will turn to Kurt Lewin and Dr. Omar Iso, who is also a supervisor on this particular project. In education, we look at the critical thinking of Arlo Frey, John Dewey, and Henry Giroux. We turn to person-centered coaching and coaching in general, and we look at psychologists and we look at leaders in this industry, mainly from the Institute of Coaching, which is connected to Harvard, Elena Cox, David Katterback, and then Tatiana Baki Rover, and Stephen Joseph, psychologist. In sport, at schools and coaching, we look at practices that was used by our very own sports coaches such as Peter de Villiers, Jake White, and World Cup winning Clive Woodward were all educators actually. Then we also look at coaches in the international frame who has successfully used the philosophy of education to teach sport, um, like Phil Jackson, Tex Winter, and John Wood, mentors of Chicago Bulls and other notable basketball franchises in the United States, as well as we look at Coach Mills, who successfully mentored Usain Bolt, and our very own Gary Kirsten, who took India to a winning, to a World Cup winning campaign. If it is that we're looking to create first prize citizens over and above we creating winners on the sports field, we want to look at the sociological analysis into collective nature of coaching as a reality in a triangular interaction between the coach, the athlete, and the coach, the athlete, and the context. And in this case, the context is being in the school environment. There's leading scholars who has studied this area extensively, such as Robin L. Jones, Taylor, the sports psychologist of 1995, Albert Karen, and Dr. Ian Space, also Cushion, Armour and Jones, as well as Lyle in 2002. Just to look at our action research game plan, what we look to investigate, and we will investigate in two cycles. One, we will look at 3 activities engaging with coaches, head of sport, and teachers. And cycle 2, we will engage in 3 activities, namely with educationalists, federation leaders, and professional players. We will make sure, obviously, I will make sure that we do look at the ethical considerations and as well as earlier mentioned, the references. So this is a little bit of a roadmap. I hope that you have enjoyed this short, brief, very quick run through. I hope it will help you. It will definitely help me. I'm pretty sure that here and there will change. But yes, thank you for spending the time with me. I hope that you enjoyed it, and all the best. Thank you.